Hey, Nick.
Hey, Mr. Wyatt.
How you doing, buddy?
I am well. How about yourself?
You know the saying that no good deed goes unpunished?
I do.
Back in college, I let a blind person take my seat on the bus, thinking that it would, be a nice gesture. And that was my last day working as a bus driver.
Oh!
We don't have it yet.
Hey, everybody. You heard what Tim said. We don't have it yet, and welcome to this very last minute recording session to meet our Wednesday release deadline. I am Nick. That over there is Wyatt. How's it going, buddy?
Um, we've been better. Yeah, we've also been better recording wise, but life gets in the way, and we got to stick to a schedule because availability is the best ability. So let's get to it.
Yeah, man, we're here. Let's knock it out. I think we're still at a growth point where I don't think too many people are going to be upset
Oh,
about
I
where
don't
was
know.
the missing
Our
episode this morning.
our several listeners are
Yes.
wondering where their morning
What
episode
the
is.
hell's going on? Yeah. How are you? You're busy.
Yeah,
Let's say.
I'm busy. Got a lot of stuff going on that we can talk about in a little bit,
Oh
but
yeah.
and not necessarily fun stuff. And I know that you had some fun stuff you wanted to talk about, and I feel like that might be a nice way to lead us off here.
I don't know about fun stuff. I mean,
It's
I
a
had
fun
my
question that you
father-in-law
asked me.
staying. I had my father-in-law staying with me for the break, so I'm not sure if I would go as far as fun, but tolerable. Um, no, I got into the conversation. I wanted to ask you, be it that it was just Thanksgiving. Um, Everybody talks about what they made for the meal, and that's all fine and well. But to me, and I think a lot of people, the most interesting part of Thanksgiving is leftover sandwiches. But
Absolutely.
talking to the wife about this, I think that there are actually like very strong different opinions on what constitutes a Thanksgiving leftover sandwich from household to household, or perhaps regionally. I don't know. So I wanted to ask you what you consider to be your perfect Thanksgiving sandwich that you're making at home after Thanksgiving,
Okay.
and then see where it compares to my very strongly held opinions.
Well, I will say that there have been no leftover sandwiches that have been done this year.
Right. I
Normally,
know that.
normally
Yeah,
they're done. This year has been a little bit different, which has mostly just been plow down the leftovers while we can.
you're kind of in
Um,
a transition phase due to your living arrangements, but in a normal year where you might
yes.
have a full spread cooked or something.
Okay, so I've got two answers for this. I've
Okay.
got the growing up answer of
Uh-huh.
what I had for a leftover sandwich, and I've got the, dare I say, elevated adult Wyatt version that he enjoys making.
All right. I think those are
So,
valid. Let's hear it.
the one I've had growing up, which I still have fond memories with, is usually two pieces of fairly cheap wheat bread that you get from the store. No fancy stuff. It's the stuff that, we have all year long, but it's what we
Uh-huh.
have on hand.
Yep.
Slap some mayo down on that, and then some cranberry sauce.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, you've got your turkey, you've got your little bit of mashed potatoes or mashed sweet potatoes, depending on what you had. Uh,
Okay, getting the mash in there.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
interesting. I'm listening.
yeah. And then we put a little bit of gravy on top of that because even with the cranberry sauce and a little bit of mayo, depending on how much you stuff on there, it's going to be kind of
Additional
dry.
lubricant, yeah,
Yeah,
is never a problem.
I believe I said stuffing. So inside turkey, stuffing, cranberry sauce, mayo, mashed and or sweet potato.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Lightly toast the bread,
Yep.
not you know not crunchy. I don't want my bread crunchy. I still want it to be a little bit soft to get through, but I want a little bit
Maybe
of
kind of like a diner light toast where you can still
yes,
spread jam or butter over top of it,
yes,
kind of thing, but only
exactly.
that much toasted.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So that was what I had growing up. I have fond memories of it. But now, as an adult, as a sophisticated adult,
Oh yeah, we're very sophisticated.
what I like to do is I take that stuffing, I mix it with an egg, I toss that inside my waffle maker.
Oh, now we're talking.
I then use the stuffing waffles as the bread for the Thanksgiving sandwich.
This is brilliant. You are
It
levels higher than me.
I really love it. And then the inside is more or less the same still. A little bit of mayo, cranberry sauce, turkey, gravy.
Your standard, yeah. All
Yeah,
right, so let
it's
me
the
ask you,
difference is the bread, the
are you
vehicle
just
that it's delivered
mashing
in.
stuff like you have a tray of leftover stuffing. Are you just
Yep.
mashing the shit out of it down into the waffle maker and then closing it down and it forms into one waffle patty or I mean, you
Yeah,
just like
yeah, you mix it
and
with
this
egg.
just mix it with egg in a mixing
Yep.
bowl kind of thing?
Yeah,
No batter,
you
no
want it to
nothing.
be no, you want it to
All right.
be a little bit wet because if you're just putting
Right.
the dry stuffing in there, you're just gonna burn it. But yeah, one depending on how much stuffing you're doing. I mean, if you're doing like for the whole family, I'd probably put two eggs in it. But
Right. It's
usually
just a
one
binder
egg.
basically
Yeah,
then.
exactly.
Yeah.
You're binding it up. You spray your waffle maker as you normally would to make waffles. Toss it in there. Again, you can do it to your desired consistency. If you want a crispy waffle, put it on a little bit longer. If you want it, a little bit of a softer waffle, do it a little bit less. But that's the one thing, and I sadly didn't get a chance to do it this year. But every year, pretty much for the last at least decade, I'd say on and off. It hasn't been every year, but
Since
it's what I
whenever you
look
got the waffle
forward to.
maker.
Yes, it's what I look forward to every year, and when I remember to make it, it is my absolute favorite
See, this is why
sandwich.
this show is cool because I learned things about you, buddy. Because last week or the week before, I think I learned that chicken and waffles is your number one favorite thing in
God,
the
I love chicken and
universe. Like
waffles.
that's your meal. So it only logical that you would find a way to incorporate
To
that
chicken and waffles it.
into Thanksgiving. I love it. You've turkey and waffled it with all the accoutrement. I think that's pretty cool.
So you said you have very strong held opinions here. What is your Thanksgiving leftover sandwich?
So first and foremost, you have to buy the shittiest white bread possible.
Yep.
It's the squishy, spongiest Wonder Bread
I was the Wonder Bread.
or Bimbo. I think we have Bimbo upstairs right now. Has to be garbage bread. That's the most important thing. It's the only time of the year that I eat it because it's not really bread and it sure as hell ain't good for you, but it's a crucial component to the Thanksgiving. And like you said, lightly toasted,
Yep.
very important. All right, and then you're gonna have a smear of mayo on one side with cracked black pepper, and then you're actually going to put a couple spoonfuls of coleslaw on the other side.
Is I saw that. I saw you posted a picture of your sandwich. Do you have
Yes,
coleslaw at Thanksgiving or do you buy it to put it on the sandwich?
I am buying it with all of my Thanksgiving
Okay.
stuff, but it does not make it out on the table. It
It's
is
literally for the
purely
leftover
for
sandwich.
sandwiches. Yes.
I
So
love that idea. Yeah.
this has been a thing for as long as I can remember that you had coleslaw turkey sandwich on your Thanksgiving sandwich. So yeah, coleslaw, um, and then you can either this is up to you. Choose to put your slice of canned cranberry on top of the coleslaw, or that can be saved for the next layer because we're double deckering this bad boy.
Okay.
But maybe you can keep your wet ingredients together. And it has to very important. Has to be canned cranberry. None of this homemade real cranberry sauce horse shit. I don't want to hear it. No, it has to come out when you dump it on the plate, and then you have to be able to slice a pure cylindrical sliver to be placed on the sandwich, then spread slightly. All right, and then you got your turkey, your stuffing. If there's mac and cheese, it's acceptable. I did make one with that just because I couldn't reach the stuffing. The gravy, you said, that's definitely in there. And I feel like I'm missing something that I'm forgetting. The most important part is definitely the white bread and the coleslaw for
Yeah.
me. Uh, this is where I start Googling Thanksgiving sandwich to think about what component I'm missing with. I had a really great all lined up speech about this last week, and then thinking
Life got
goes
in the
from
way.
there. Yeah, it happens. No, I think that's pretty much it. Honestly, it's this thing I look forward to the most about Thanksgiving. Um,
Oh,
and
leftovers are great.
yeah,
Especially and when you have a gigantic meal that you can repurpose into other thing. Like I don't know that.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
I
was the other
agree.
thing I did this year. I took all the sliced pieces of, well, not all, but a bunch of sliced pieces of sausage out of my Polish sausage and sauerkraut, and
Hmm.
lined one side of the sandwich with it before I put on the turkey. So we got multiple proteins in there. I think that was a good move. And yeah, I think you said gravy. I'm looking at a sandwich online now that calls for mashed potatoes. I've never done that, I don't think. And
Yeah,
you said it.
I
And there's no reason that shouldn't work.
yeah. Depending on, I mean, I think I enjoy it more with mashed sweet potatoes. They're both great,
I could see that.
but just the obviously the sweet potato gives you a little bit more of that sweetness, I suppose. But I don't. I think
Good
with
glue for the rest
your
of the ingredients on the
yes,
sandwich too.
with your sandwich, I would probably just go with the regular mashed potato, especially if
Hmm.
you're adding the coleslaw on it, because that'll give you the sweetness and tang instead of in. I think that would kind of not play as well off of the sweet potato as it would just a regular mashed
Yeah.
potato.
And your light toasting is very, very crucial for structural
Oh
integrity.
yeah, it turns
It,
into it'll be it's a mop
yeah,
if you don't get the
double
toast
decker
on
or
it.
not, it doesn't matter. You have to lightly toast it, or else it's not going to stand up. Because I'm putting fairly large amounts of everything on this. I don't know about you, but
Oh yeah, no, I mean
it's a
it's
tall boy.
yeah. I feel at this point this is going to turn into sandwich talk because you mentioning a double decker sandwich, I just have to talk about a
There's
sandwich.
never anything wrong with sandwich talk. Are you kidding me?
No, I mean we might
I
have to
mean,
do a sandwich talk segment each week, but
you want to talk sandwiches, man?
so
Uh,
in college, my roommate and I, my roommate enjoyed herbal remedies. I guess I will say throughout college, as one does. Uh,
I don't know anything
I
about that.
No, of course not.
Yeah,
I surprisingly, throughout my entire life and all the
I'm
people that I
aware.
associate with, all the people I associate with, and my friends from basically college through adulthood, I do not partake, but I would fool a lot of people apparently. So anyway, my buddy and I think this
People
was
think you're a stoner just because
oh
you put away the
absolutely
food. All right, nice.
the food and my friends and who I hang out with
Sure.
by association. Uh,
Well, yeah, present company. Okay, yeah, makes sense.
So I think it was junior year. My college roommate and I, we lived together 4 years. We'd met freshman year. We were randomly assigned to each other freshman year, and then we're like, oh wow, we like each other, and then we ended up living together for 4 years, which was
Oh
great.
God, you had the exact opposite experience that I did. I'll go into that one day, but my first day, oh God, I thought, just please don't let it be that guy, and it was. Um,
I had the opposite experience of a lot of people that I know, which I'm very thankful for. I think this was junior year, and he was hungry for some reason, and I was always hungry. And we were like, we're going to make the best sandwich like possible. And this is such a stoner sandwich, and it's still one of my favorite sandwiches today. It starts with lightly toasted again, wheat bread, which is
you
usually
don't.
what
I
we
mean, you
had.
don't have to be high to enjoy the latest invention from Taco Bell. Just delicious things is delicious
This
things,
sandwich
Wyatt.
makes you go, oh yeah, this was made by stoners for stoners.
Okay, let's hear it.
Uh, so I know you were from Maryland
I
and
is.
you aren't really from the Northeast. Have you ever had marshmallow fluff? Not marshmallow cream,
No, I
but
know what it
fluff.
is. No, it's yeah, my wife's family. It's the shit you eat out of a jar, right?
The big a bit or a big tub, which is
Yeah, yeah,
how.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
I know of it.
okay. I've mentioned it to a lot. And they're like, oh yeah, marshmallow cream. There are two totally separate things. I think like Jet Puff makes marshmallow cream or whatever. But yeah,
Oh,
marshmallow.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah, the fluff
Yes.
is it's aerated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And I believe it's made with vegetable oil, which is
Mm.
why it's so good. But anyway, so that big fluff is a big thing in my life. But anyway, so 3 slices of lightly toasted wheat bread, double
Hmm.
decker sandwich. Bottom layer, you have peanut butter and your choice
Okay.
of jelly. I'm more of a grape person. He was more of a strawberry person, I believe. But any type of jam, jelly goes great.
I think well, there's a difference because I like all sorts of preserves, but if you're talking like straight up Americana jelly, I want that just straight up grape Welchers style jelly.
Yes.
Yeah.
It can be interchangeable for how you're feeling, but
Mm.
for me, yeah, pure grape. So we got peanut butter and jelly on the bottom
All right.
with ruffled potato chips. That's your
Okay.
first
Kind of
layer.
the you're sweet and salty going on
Yep.
there.
So you slap your first, your middle, your Big Mac middle bun on, and on top of that, you got peanut butter, fluff,
Hmm.
and Honey Nut Cheerios. You push that together, you push it
Okay.
down, you cut it in two triangles, and I swear, man, the only other thing I would add to it is maybe a little bit of honey to go with the Honey Nut
None
Cheerios. But
none of this strikes me as particularly odd. And when I was a kid, I
the
used
amount
to
of people
eat
that we
like
tried getting to people to eat this, they were like, "That is the weirdest thing that we have
no, it
seen."
isn't. I mean, when I was a kid, my aunt used to make me like peanut butter and banana and honey sandwiches. Um, it's really not too far off.
You're
Maybe
just
not the
missing.
marshmallow fluff.
Yeah, you got the
Uh,
marshmallow fluff and the potato chips, and
right.
it's
The potato chips are like really the only thing that strikes me as a little left field there because it's. I mean, it's sweet, 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 and everybody likes that. God knows why it does.
no, I
Um,
hate sweet stuff.
so yeah, and you kind of sweet and salty it a little bit. I think that could work. I mean, it's
Oh, it definitely
indulgent.
works.
It's a
I've
bit
still had it as an
much.
adult.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was my spiel on
That should
the.
be like a pro tip from us is everybody throws out the chip like crumbs at the bottom and once you've
Nope, that goes on your sandwich.
yeah, exactly, unless you're tipping up back the entire big bag into your mouth, save that little bit and you've just got yourself a delicious crunch flavor additive to your afternoon lunch. It just, my boring workaday world here at home, I can zazz up my life with, a little Dorito dust on my turkey sandwich.
Ugh. Now I really wish I had my leftovers to make my waffle leftover sandwich, but I don't.
What are you gonna do?
Cry. Uh,
How's that for a slice of fried gold?
Yeah.
hey. So, moving from that, you took a fun trip. I believe was it the Wednesday before Thanksgiving?
Oh, Green Wednesday? Yeah, I did my
Yeah.
annual road trip to Michigan for supplies of things that you don't use. Yeah, I live in Illinois where marijuana is legal, but it's extraordinarily expensive. So I can drive a couple hours over to Michigan and stock up, which I do probably a couple times a year. And Green Wednesday is like the Black Friday for the pot industry. So everybody is doing their biggest sales and giveaways and all that stuff. So worth making the trek and got me out of a day going downtown with my in laws. So win win for me. Um, on the way back, I was driving through probably one of the more depressing places in the world, which is Gary, Indiana. Sorry to anybody that lives there, but it's an industrial wasteland mixed with extreme poverty and giant casinos sitting in the middle. It's very reminiscent of Hill Valley Biff era. Um, but I was like, you know what? Have not been in a casino in forever, since I don't know, at least a few years now. And I've never been in the Hard Rock. I'm always driving by it. They always have like cool stuff on the sign about concerts that are coming. I gotta pee and go to the gas station across the street. Let's take a walk through the Hard Rock. Maybe I'll throw some money on the roulette table or something. But here's my Hard Rock review. Place is kind of dingy and depressing and really sad to walk through on the day before Thanksgiving as you see lost souls slapping away at slot machines. And they only had,
Middle-aged men that don't have family
yeah,
that
they're
they're
just
going to
walking
visit on
around
Thanksgiving.
aimlessly. Yeah, these pathetic bastards. Yeah, they had one roulette table open and it was full and $15 minimum, which is not terrible.
Yeah.
And I still had cash left over from my purchasing of drugs, because you can't use a credit card in dispensaries. I don't,
Yeah.
if you're not
Cash
familiar,
business.
federal banking laws prohibit that, and you can't use debit. I don't think in the state of Michigan. But I still had some cash on me, so I would have thrown down, 80, $100 or something, had some fun with it. I haven't done it in forever. But I wasn't about to stand around and wait for these people to lose so I could get in or try and squeeze in. So I just kind of wandered. And man, you forget what places smell like when you can still smoke in them. It's
Yep.
wild,
Yep.
honestly.
The time I spent in Foxwoods and Mohegan Sun, there's a smoking part of the casino still, and it doesn't
Yeah,
matter if there's a smoking part. The entire casino smells like smoking.
I don't know that they had a great deal of mitigation effort going on, or if it just was the carpet from 20 years of this shit, that kind of thing. But having been a reformed lifelong smoker, semi-reformed, I still vape like a stupid douche. But uh, one, you forget just how bad you probably did walk around smelling all the time. Um, but I have to be honest, it did kind of warm my heart a little bit to see guys like still sitting there at a blackjack table with a butt hanging from their mouth. I was like,
It
I mean,
completes the
where else?
experience.
Where else? Where else? I mean, non-smokers have everywhere else left. Like a dingy casino in the middle of Indiana. If you want to light up a cigarette while you're losing money you don't have, I say go for it. So it was kind of amusing in that sense. But I don't think I'm going to be making the trek back to go gambling anytime soon. Uh, I love gambling, or at least I used to. It's gotten weird with its total ubiquity everywhere, total takeover of all sports. It's in
Yeah,
everyone's pocket 24/7 now, which I think is
that's
not good.
terrible. I do not. Yeah, I do not like
Um,
that.
and I mean, there's no argument that it's starting to fuck up sports. But yeah, I
Shout out Chauncey Billups.
yeah, I'm fine with gambling. You want to play 21, play 21. You want to play slots, do whatever. But I think it's better kept inside of four walls of a place you have to go to
Yeah,
go lose your mortgage payment
right.
versus in your pocket. Like the Illinois State Lottery runs these commercials that I think are just awful. That are like, you put the kids to bed, now you enjoy some you time. Get on the couch and play the new slot machine from the Illinois Lottery. It's like,
That's
good
so stupid.
God, that's predatory.
Especially digital slot machines. I mean, all slot machines
Oh,
obviously
like
are,
dude,
but
I will throw money into a slot machine and be like, I've already considered this lost. Whatever, let's have some fun. But I don't understand why
you're
I
getting the
did well or
experience,
not
not yeah.
anymore. There was like, oh, you have 58 pay lines on this penny slot machine, so it's still $2 a pull, and oh, you won, but the line went in 40 different directions, and it makes absolutely no sense why those connect. Like, I don't get it, and thus it's not fun.
Right.
Um,
I mean,
yeah,
when
it's weird.
us people like us who enjoy the gamification of stuff, you
Yeah,
want to
yeah, yeah.
understand what the game is, and when it's just like
Oh, also,
pull,
I
you
mean, like
win. What
stuff
the
like
hell?
000 roulette tables showing up
Yeah.
now. Like you're just completely taking the piss right now and taking away any perceived edge that there may have been for the player, kind of thing.
Hmm.
It's so gross. It's all just, I mean, well, it's the NBA takeover of everything, the McKinseying. As I've
Yeah.
gotten really depressing and going on a tangent here. Oh, yeah, that was a fun trip, and yeah, I'm stocked up for the foreseeable future. I don't know if that's allowed or not, but whatever.
Well, I'm
Everybody in the
sure.
entire Chicagoland area does it, so get your taxation shit together and start helping your growers and dispensaries, Illinois politicians.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
exactly what New Hampshire is good for. Is we have tax-free liquor, so everyone from Maine and Massachusetts and Vermont, and
Oh
also
yeah.
in New Hampshire, we have the liquor stores on the highway. So when
Yep.
people are driving home, they pull off the highway to the liquor store, buy
There's
a bunch of booze.
There's chatter on Reddit that people with Indiana plates are getting followed back into the state and nabbed because it's still totally illegal in
Yeah, I'm not
Indiana.
surprised.
And it wouldn't shock me because ABC agents from Virginia used to follow people out of the Costco in DC proper
Yeah.
because they were buying cases of booze. Like, I can't imagine being a shittier
Hmm.
enforcement officer. Like,
Yep.
my
Yeah.
job is to screw you over trying to save money for yourself. Like if you're buying pallet loads of vodka to sell in your business, that's a different story. But for God's
Right.
sakes,
For someone, yeah, someone that got a shopping list from their friends that are like, "Hey, I'm going to be up here buying some
or
stuff. What do you
yeah,
want?"
exactly. Like my parents used to do that because they would drive up from the Eastern Shore of Maryland into Annapolis and hit the Trader Joe's and be like, "We're buying cases of
Yeah.
$2 Chuck wine. All of our old neighbors, put in your orders now." How the hell did we get here?
I mean, I don't know how we end up anywhere. We started with the Hard Rock Cafe and ended up with buying booze from Trader Joe's.
So going from that and things that well, you might store booze in this. You had an adventurous holiday break that included what we discussed a little bit. You lost a fridge. Did you fix your
Yeah,
fridge?
yeah. I mean, I fixed it, and then something else went on it, and I decided to literally and proverbially pull the plug on that fridge.
Wait, so last we knew there was an option where you couldn't get the parts, but you might be able to install a regular PC fan. And you sent
Yeah.
me a picture where you actually did that. Did it not
Yep.
work? That
No,
bumps
no,
me out.
it did.
Oh, it did. Okay.
I jerry-rigged a computer fan to take place of the condenser fan. Worked great for about 4 or 5 days, and then I believe it was the either defroster fan or there was another fan and or something else that went in it. And as I had said before, there are already no parts available for this
Right.
fridge as it was, and I was done throwing bad money after it. And since it was, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, whatever you want to call it, was coming up. And yes, I know that a lot of things are marked up and then marked down, but I'm also the type of person
Oh yeah.
that
Remember, percentage discounts now mean nothing, Wyatt.
yeah, oh yeah. But I'm the type of person that does way too much research into anything. So I was looking at these different fridges, looking what the actual MSRP was, looking at, finding historical, what, discount prices were, what normal prices were, and found one
Did your
at,
homework.
yeah, I did my homework. Found one at Costco that I was going to buy. Told Caitlin to go to the local appliance store around here because they had one in stock, just because I wanted her to get her eyes on it before I made, a purchase. And found out, oh, we don't like this. So she went in there and saw it, enjoyed it, ended up getting sucked in by a salesperson, which I was really hoping wasn't going to happen because I just wanted to go ahead and buy my fridge from Costco for a decent price, 2-year warranty. Also came with like a 6 cubic foot mini fridge. I'm guessing LG was just trying to clear out stock or something and create an incentive to get rid of these things.
Yeah, buy this 75-inch TV. We'll throw in a 43 for free.
Right, exactly. So she talked to the person. They're like, oh, I don't know if we can price match it, but blah, 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 have him send me the quote that he got and we'll talk about it. I'm like, well, if you can't meet my price, what's the point? Like,
to get you in the store.
Yeah, but I wasn't going in the store. I emailed her my quote and I told her to give me a call. I did everything from where I am sitting right now.
You're an educated consumer.
I try. And so I talked to her, had a little bit of back and forth. I said, listen, this is the price that I'm getting. They're tossing in this fridge. Which honestly, I didn't really care about the fridge. It was just an ad. In my head, I was going to go, well, this is a $390 fridge. I'm just going to put it up on Marketplace for like $320, $300 and just get some cash for it, whatever. But, I talked to her. She said, oh, we can't give you the fridge because we don't carry that fridge. I'm like, okay, well, she said, but I can meet the price, which apparently when she was talking to Caitlin, she said, we're not going to be able to match that Costco price. So clearly she had talked to her sales manager or whatever, and they're either, I'm sure they still get a good deal on it, obviously. Otherwise they wouldn't have made a deal.
The last thing you ever want to hear is, we never do this, but I talked to my manager and.
Yeah. So I told her, she's like, well, we can't give you the small fridge, but we can meet the price. I said, okay, well, let's find something comparable price-wise. Like, if you guys want to make the sale,
incentivize me.
Yeah. So I said, I see you guys offer a in-house 5-year full warranty on appliances that you have valued at $300 and some odd dollars. I said, how about you guys toss that in? And if you toss that in, that gets us, pretty decent. And I was like, and she, funny enough, she's like, I didn't even think about that. Can I give you a call back? And yeah, sure, whatever. Call me back, and we can't give it to you for free, but what we can do is we can discount the fridge even further, because obviously whatever the markup, wherever the shell game is, they're allowed to.
I mean, when I worked at Circuit City 20 years ago, they didn't make
it's
money
all a
selling
shell
computers. They made money selling warranties.
The plans.
Yeah.
Yes. So long story short, I got it within like $50 of the Costco price, but I was able to get delivery 5 days sooner than Costco could. So I also considered that a value compared
having
to
a working refrigerator is that's a good one.
Especially, around the holidays, you kind of need one.
Yeah.
So, ended up doing that. So the fridge should be here on Friday, which would be fantastic because Caitlin actually picked up a mini fridge from her work that they were getting rid of. So we now have a mini fridge just sitting in our
Score.
dining room to at least keep, a couple drinks and eggs and stuff in. Otherwise, where you can't see behind me on my deck out back, I have coolers and totes
Yeah, I mean,
filled with ice and food.
glass is half full type of thing. At least you're not running a business right now that you don't
Yeah,
have cold storage.
if I was still running my business, I would be absolutely boned. So,
I
pray for
mean,
small
and it's cold
miracles.
outside right now, so you got that going for you too. I
Yeah,
mean, it's nice being able to unplug the mini fridge that I keep in the garage for 3.5 months out of the year because I can just
Yep.
store drinks in the garage now, and it's built-in cooler.
Yeah. So that I thought that was going to be the end of my adventures, and then we got about, I think final total was about 10 inches of snow yesterday. Uh,
Oh yeah,
so
the
I
storm that I got over the weekend made its way
Yeah,
over
yeah,
to New Hampshire to
it
you.
it made it to me,
Yeah.
and I got my snowblower out, which I had tested it out a few weeks ago, just to make sure it started up, make sure it ran, because you don't want to find that out when the snow comes.
I don't care if you cleaned out every single inch of the carbon engine and everything in between. There's no way it's starting the first time you need it.
Yeah, well,
Am I
it
right?
started.
Oh, okay.
It started. It did not pull start. I just about dislocated my shoulder trying to pull it until I realized,
You have to
one.
prime it.
No, I did everything right. But I realized that I don't need to prove my strength to anyone anymore, and it has an
Mm.
electric start on it. So why don't we just plug it in and press the
Press the
electric start?
button. Yeah, absolutely.
Instead of yanking my shoulder out of the socket for about 3 minutes straight, swearing at it, why won't you start? And guess what? I pressed the start button and it fired up.
Yeah.
So I live on a very long, fairly steep hill. My driveway it's long. I like
Yeah,
it because it's set back from
I
the
saw a
road.
picture of your snow-covered driveway
Yeah.
this morning, and we can post and share that on our new website.
Oh,
Soon
you just
enough.
buried the lead. That was going to be what we closed it out with
What are you gonna do?
our one post, I believe, of you saying that Wyatt makes good cookies. I believe
That's true. But now it's functional, and I have the intention to write things on it and show notes and links and things like that. And that's all that really matters. It's like our entire huge backlog. We know
Yeah.
that it's there when we need it.
Little by little, yes,
Yeah.
and little by little we will get to it, but we just don't have it yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did the top of my driveway because my driveway opens up into a space where you can park multiple vehicles. Otherwise, the rest of it is just a nice little one lane. You work your way up the hill. Got the top done. Got about halfway down the hill. It's starting to chug. It's definitely. So I quickly checked the gas. Still had gas in it. I mean, I know these snowblowers are so basic. It's a carburetor. It's a little bit like there's not a whole lot to it.
There's
But
not, yeah, there's not that many things that can go wrong, kind
No.
of thing. Yeah.
It's about 30 something years old. I got it for free off some guy in my town like 4 or 5 years ago. He got a new one. He's looking to get rid of it. So, in my head, I got my money's worth out of
That's
it.
that's the Nick method of
Yeah.
life.
I think it's a 22-inch chute, which is fine for doing like sidewalks and everything, but when you're trying to do a gigantic driveway, not the best.
That's a job and a half. Yeah.
Yeah. So while at some point this winter I will probably take the carb apart or just buy a new one and replace it, and maybe I can sell it for $50-$100 to someone and just get it out of my hair. But I don't, one, want to spend the time doing it right now. Two, I need something. After even doing the half of the driveway, I realized I needed something a little beefier than what I had to do what I'm doing, because I'm not paying someone to come out here and plow my driveway. I'm going to make my money back on this snowblower with like 6 or 7 passes that I have to do. So after that, I'm fine. So
You
I
need
spent.
can you get like a John Deere riding mower and like just do they have to make plow
Oh yeah, my
attachments for
dad
those?
my dad has, it's a riding mower that has a snowblower attachment,
Yeah.
but I
That
didn't
hill
feel
would be
like
treacherous. I feel like if it was
yes.
icy and you were going down with a plow, you
Ye-
could start to turn sideways pretty quickly.
Yes. The best thing would be for me to get a yard truck with a plow on it and do that, but again, that's still more money than I even want to spend right now.
Is that
But
a phrase? Is that a phrase I'm not familiar with?
a yard truck?
You just keep a yard truck?
That's farm truck,
So like
yard
an
truck. people
Okay,
around here.
farm
Yeah,
truck, I guess. But
so
you're saying
it's a
like you buy
vehicle you don't
a
register.
shitbox old Chevy just to keep as your bang
You put a
around,
plow on it,
do
and you
stuff.
just
Yeah.
do stuff around the yard because technically yard truck, farm truck, whatever, you're not registering it because it's just driving on your own property. You're
Okay.
just
Yeah. Farm like a farm use plates on a.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I
But
would have
that's
nowhere to store it but my front yard though, so that would be the problem.
I've got plenty of yard back here I could store it on, but it's just it's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
But I ended up finding a last minute ish deal on a snowblower. Plus PayPal, I think ended last night. They were doing a 20% cash back on their
Oh, if
buy
you
now.
finance it through them, yeah.
Yeah, buy now, pay later, but it was no interest. I think I had talked to you about it.
Buy
It's
in four or whatever.
yeah, buying for
Yeah.
yeah, no interest. It's not a credit pull. It's nothing like that. It's just basically make sure you make your payments, or then it's going to be a gigantic fee, and
Yeah, I
you
don't
know,
need anything,
right. If you
unfortunately, to
don't
take
need it,
advantage of it right
yeah.
now.
But I found the use for it, so at least it subsidized the cost of
I
the
mean, no, you say a
snowblower a
big
little
ticket
bit.
purchase like that, 20%,
Yeah.
yeah, no joke. So that's awesome. I mean, I'm sure your bank account and wallet aren't happy that you
Oh
had to buy
God,
a
no.
refrigerator and a snowblower, but
I was
at least
planning
you
on
should be able to
spending.
check those boxes for the next 5 years.
I was planning on spending no money on Black Friday, so I looked at a few things and I was like, you know what? I don't need anything. And then the fridge went, and then the
Hmm.
snowblower went, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm at least a couple grand into this now. This is sweet. But I silver lining to the
Speaking of,
story.
oh yeah, go ahead.
No, I had to shovel the rest of the driveway or all of the driveway this morning because I was trying to do two passes at it last night because we were going to get like 10 inches and I didn't want to
Hmm.
try and move 10 inches of it.
Yep.
So I woke up this morning and Caitlin needed to go to work, so I needed to go ahead and
She need to be
shovel
able to
out the
leave the
driveway.
driveway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went all the way down to the bottom of the hill because obviously the snowplow pushes the stuff into the driveway, so I wanted to clean that out. And I was doing some work early
Yeah.
this morning, and my neighbor, who I haven't met yet, was plowing his yard and saw me working.
Oh, that's the best. Yeah,
Yeah.
you saw
Yep.
you struggling. It's like,
Yep.
I'll give you a pass. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
he introduced himself. We talked for a little bit, and he was wondering where the previous owner was and how the previous owner had a truck with a plow on it. And he was just, yeah, we hadn't met yet. So,
Yeah.
talked to him, let him know everything that was going on. And I was like, yeah, he's like, I saw you with your snowblower last night. Like, what happened? I'm like, yeah, the snowblower died in the middle of it. He's like, oh, you got to be kidding me. And I went, no, I wish I was. Otherwise, I wouldn't be down here trying to shovel a
Shovel it out.
quarter
Yeah.
mile driveway. But he's like, oh, well, let me just finish up my yard, and if you want, I'll do a couple passes up the hill and to help you out. I'm like, you do not need to do that. Like, he's like, no, he's like, I'm a big believer in, paying it forward. He said, so next time someone needs something, make sure you help them. And so I was like, wow, like,
Restored your faith in humanity slightly.
it,
Look at that.
at least in my neighbors, because my neighbors
Yeah.
from my previous house were absolute god awful people, and to
Well,
get
there you
off on
go.
the right foot with a neighbor here, and he told me who the other neighbors were, which was I was like, oh, this is this person, they've been here this long, this is that person.
Yeah.
It's a great little community, we all know each other. I'm like, oh, maybe I'll be nice and make some cookies and deliver, even though I'm the new person in town, so maybe they should be
Yeah.
introducing themselves to me.
There's
But
there's no better way around here. I feel like that we've had to actually interact with our neighbors than clearing snow. Like you
yeah,
do the, hey, how are you? We live across the street. We've been here for this many years. Nice to see you move in. And then you don't really talk much out there.
yeah.
But then all of a sudden, everyone's outside at the same time, kind of bullshitting and helping each other out. And
Snow's the great unifier.
yeah, it really is. And I got to talk to my one neighbor who I was kind of giving her a path to her driveway because she's like 84 years old and
Yep.
rarely ever comes out of the house. And she's like just so super nice and sweet. And yeah, and like I said, it's fun. I think people step up a little bit because my neighbor across the street sees us out there and comes walking over with a snowblower kind of thing. Says use it in good health kind of thing. I
Yeah,
love that. So
absolutely. Oh, I guess
I
this
don't have a ridiculous hill driveway to take care of like you do, luckily. But yeah,
you have enough.
I did it. It was snowing like crazy. We got just over a foot in the end, and it was snowing like crazy all day on Saturday. And I'm like, I'm gonna get ahead of it because, like you said, I don't want to be shoveling out 10 inches
Yep.
of wet snow. And I did once on Saturday during the day, and then like once in the evening. And man, by Sunday morning, I had just pissed in the wind. It was so worthless.
Yep.
Everything I did was gone. I mean, the wind blew everything back, and
Yep.
it had continued snowing overnight. And man, Sunday was, I think, just like you were saying, like it was
It
all
was rough.
soaked now. Yeah. So And there I am trying to be Mr. Good Neighbor and get everybody out and like also look tough in front of my son, I guess. Where I'm like, come on, you can help. It's not too
Yeah.
heavy. And I'm like showing off, like doing the sidewalk. Yeah, fast forward to 8 hours later, and my shoulders are basically like complete
Yep.
mess. Uh,
Not as young as you were.
definitely not. But I think like, speaking of being a reformed smoker, my cardiovascular health is vastly improved, and I wasn't heeing and hawing too much, so that's good.
So I think that dovetails perfectly. I've got two things. So I'm going to say my neighbor is my
I
champ of the week.
champ of the week. There
Yeah.
you go.
However, I am my chump of the week because I had to spend a lot of money that I did not want to spend. So, I will gladly take the title for myself this week.
That makes Wyatt.
You are my chump of the week.
Chump.
There you go. And that's a good place to pause because Poppy needs to process his coffee. I will be right back. Enjoy this short commercial break.
People always ask how Garner Weiss Furniture keeps their prices so low.
I hope Mort's okay with the edits we had to make.
He'll be fine. He's a pro. He knows at the end of the day, it's all about pleasing the client.
What's our secret? Detroit newscasting legend Mort Krim.
Hi, I'm Mort Krim, and I guarantee I will kill.
Prices.
I will slash
Prices.
in half. I'm going to smoke
Prices.
out of their hiding places and rip
Prices.
apart with my bare hands. This watermelon is.
Prices. Prices.
You just bought yourself a one-way ticket to hell.
Garner Weiss
not
Furniture.
bad. Pretty good.
High prices.
And welcome back from that short break. Sorry, everybody. I drank a black cherry Soleil and 3 really strong cups of coffee, and I just had to process them. Where were we?
I am the chump of the week, and my neighbor is the champ of the week.
Yes, that's right. We did that before the break. But coming out of it, I believe we have some things to talk about from last week, do we? Where do you want to go?
I last week, every other week, every week, depending on how it's worked out. Every Wednesday, we talk about this almost every week. I host a video game night over at the Pinball Club in Concord, Capital Pinball, for anyone in the area that would like to come by. $15 free play for the entire day, or you can become a member for $50 a month.
Do it.
I'm going to talk to them
any break
about...
in the every week hosting, or you're the man for now?
I'm the man for now, and I need to find... ideally someone else. We also host a board game night on Tuesday nights, and they have a rotation of you only have to host once every 6 weeks. And I'm like, I want that for me. Why don't more people want to host video games?
You need some proteges.
Yeah, so I'm slowly working on it. There's a couple people that I think are interested, but they're a little timid about, you need to be a certain type of person to host a bunch of strangers to play a video game. You need to at least be somewhat confident in what you're doing.
Enough to, talk over the noise and actually give people direction kind of thing.
And in addition to that, while, you're hosting the video game night, you're also basically running the club for the night because we are open to the public when we have an event on. So since I am the member that's there hosting the thing, I am now in charge of if a guest comes in and they need to, pay cash or they have a question about something.
You're checking people at the door and stuff like that?
I'm the guy. And then if something goes wrong with the machine, I go ahead and do my tier 1, help support on the machines to see what's going on. If, a ball just gets stuck,
Whoa.
Whoa.
I have never even considered this. Are you like learning how to become a pinball tech kind of by default? Are you
a little
pulling
bit.
the glass and
Oh yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
So you got keys to the machines, you're opening them up and
yeah, I've got keys to all the machines.
You are so
if
far
I really
ahead of
wanted
this
to get
that-
into it, which sadly I haven't had the time, but maybe in the future, is once a month we actually host a maintenance party, and any of the club members can show up, and because we have a few people that are actual pinball techs and know what they're doing, and they'll be like, all right, this is the thing that needs to be working on this, and you get kind of a group think of everyone huddling around the machine. Okay, you got to do this, and you check this and that. And it's really kind of cool to get people involved.
I've done stuff similarly. I do not have the skills to step in and say this is what needs to happen, but I'll lend a pair of hands wherever they might be useful. But setting up for Papa in October kind of thing, that we had a day where it was all that kind of stuff. What needs done on
Yep.
what machines. Oh, that one's got a flipper that's hanging a little bit. That one's thing's not working. Yeah, and just kind of doing the bucket list so everything's tip top for when it comes, kind of thing. That is a
Yep,
good idea. You guys should do.
that's basically what we do once a month, and usually it's the weekend before we host our monthly tournament. So obviously we try and get the machines up to tip top shape before we host a tournament. But yeah, so that's part of it, is not only just hosting, running the video game side, but it's also checking people in if anyone has any issues, if there's any other type of issues. It's like
Yeah,
you gotta kind of.
yeah, you keep mentioning video game night and you're hosting, and now that you mentioned pinball tournaments, you haven't played in one of those there in a while, have you?
I have kind of taken a step back because I don't have one. I live a little bit further away from the club than I did before we
Right.
moved.
Yeah.
And two, I've been focusing my effort on growing the video game side of things, and I just, as of right now, and especially with winter, I can't really dedicate like a second and or third night to go spend
Dude,
at
I
the
mean,
club to.
you do not have to preach to
Yeah,
me. I mean, yeah,
but
life
yeah,
gets
my
in the way,
pinball.
and if you're already dedicating Tuesday nights or whatever it might be
Yeah.
to say I'll be back every Friday to play is like it's a lot. It's a lot. I have trouble making it to once a month.
Yeah, so generally when I go do video game night, it goes from 6 to 10. Doesn't usually run the entire time because you think about it, as a kid, it's pretty easy to go and play 4 hours of video games straight.
No.
As an adult, it's really hard to do something for 4 hours straight. So usually we get like a good.
It's really difficult for me to lose myself into something for 4 hours
Yes.
straight because there's always a voice in the back of my head that goes, "Did you take care of this? Did you do this? You
Yep.
got to pick this person up at 4. Don't forget you need to stop and get milk before you do that." And all
Yeah.
that life bullshit that's always in the back of your
Yeah.
head.
So usually, we get a good 2 to 3 hours maybe in, and that's after that. I usually kind of just poke around and I play some pinball, and I show you and Joe and Ian and John. I'll show you my scores I do, and like
I was gonna
for
say,
not
oh,
playing.
I'll play a little pinball. Oh, by the way, I just put up the club score record on this.
Oh, no, I've not put up any club scores. I'll tell you that because I am probably middle to low middle tier when it comes to talent at the club. I'm not saying I'm terrible, but I'm not putting up any. I'm hitting the top 10.
Wyatt's Wicked Goods isn't a name on the Stern monitor. I bet it is regularly.
I mean, it is, but it's in the top 10. It's definitely not top 3 or.
For anyone not familiar, Stern has what they call their Insider program.
Connect.
Yeah, so you scan the table with your phone when you start to play a newer Stern machine, and it logs you in. And there's badges and rewards, and it tracks all your progress in all the games and all that good stuff. And I forget where I was going with this.
You just saying basically that you think I sandbag at everything that I do, and
That's
I'm a
true.
lot better at pinball than I actually am. I
Also
believe is what
true.
you were trying to get at.
Yes. All the Insider Connected stuff, I totally lost it. No, it doesn't matter.
But I guess I should get back to the original reason for me bringing it up is the video game side of it.
Yes.
We did Clone Hero last week, which
I want to get into this so bad.
it was a lot of fun. I wasn't expecting a ton of people, and I was actually surprised. There was one person who showed up who is very big into Guitar Hero Rock Band stuff. There's me, who used to be really big into it, and I've been playing it generally every time I go to the club. Before I go home, I'm playing for 20 minutes or so because
Clone Hero, for anyone that's not familiar, including me, I just have a very loose, I think, understanding of it, is basically Guitar Hero Rock Band, open source, and the entirety of music is probably available pretty much. But you play on the same type of guitars that were Rock Band or Guitar Hero guitars.
Guitar Hero, Rock Band guitars,
and
the third-party guitars that are coming out.
I've been looking at drum sets, which at this point are just any USB compatible electric drum set or electronic drum set is pretty much working. It looked like there were a couple models that are like specifically for Clone Hero, but a lot of them that were kind of just generic, straight out of China stuff, no name, weird consonants in the brand kind of thing. We're like totally 100% Clone Hero compatible. So I'm very interested in all of this, and especially the open source nature of it. And you're the first person that's actually already an enthusiast that I regularly speak with, so I'll let you sell me on it.
Yeah, no, it's a ton of fun. You need to source your own music. Clone Hero comes with a bunch of open source songs to start with, but you can find music from everything from the first Guitar Hero, the first Rock Band, all the way through the last ones that were made.
I would assume there's a very robust community of.
There is, and there's a lot of people that create their own charts of other songs that were never in any of these games.
Right, and that's what I'm super interested in.
Yes. So like I was telling you, I think last week or whenever it was, because you got me into Ghost, the rock opera metal band. So I was like, oh man, it'd be really cool to see if they have anything. And there's people that created charts for a bunch of different Ghost songs, which I thought was kind of cool. Most people only chart guitars, which is fair. It's easier to chart that stuff, and that's where the bread and butter is. But some people will do full band stuff, so you'll have, drums, which, yep. Yeah, usually it's guitar and bass. People will.
When you say chart it, you mean basically how you
the notes
play the
on
song on
yeah.
the red, green, blue buttons corresponding, and have that matching up with the beats or the guitar picking in the song. So is there an automated, like, you can plug guar meat sandwich into a program and it'll spit out a Clone Hero track to it, or you have to sit there and actually one by one plug it in and program a song?
Generally that, but I did see recently, and because this is a topic that I didn't do any research into talking about, I don't have it readily available, and I can find it for you and the good people. But I saw someone on Reddit that actually...
You don't have it yet.
I saw someone on Reddit has created and are working on refining a program that you can do exactly what you just said. Plug a song in and it will chart your guitar part for it.
I mean, there's got to be, some version, I hate to use the phrase AI, but a machine learning script that you could plug an MP3 into and have it print out consistent results, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's definitely out there. Like I said, one guy's working on something like that, and I think it released recently, so it's pretty early on in the process, but some people that were trying it out said, yeah, this actually works really well. Like, some things are a little bit off, but that's to be expected, and you can also
you're in the
go
beta
in
testing
and tweak
phase
it.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
so
if I wanted to go out and grab Ghost songs for Clone Hero, is there a dedicated file extension for Clone Hero songs?
Oh God, yes, and I will get back to you on it. Off the top of my head, I can't remember. And there's a couple of websites that I highly suggest using.
Right, which we wouldn't necessarily steer anyone towards for copyright reasons. But if you're understanding how to use Google, you could probably locate large repositories of these files, I assume?
Very easily, yes.
Yes, okay.
And it's a really weird gray area, and I'm surprised
so many things
there
are
hasn't.
Now, man.
Yeah, I'm
So
surprised there
many things
hasn't been more issues with it, and I don't know if it's because it's 100% free. Clone Hero does not cost anything. There's no
it's
DLC.
Totally open source,
There's
right?
nothing. Yes, so I don't know if it's something because you know how the MPAA I think is that's the motion picture.
No, the RIAA.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, and we were just talking about that bullshit that business owners can get shaken down for playing CDs that they own in their own business because they're using Recording Industry Artists of America music to profit off of in their business. So you have to pay us a licensing fee every year to be able to do this. I can't think of something more direct,
predatory,
just mob shakedown shit.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, lovely story you have here. Be a shame if something happened to it.
It's I am hopeful that it will be left alone, but all good things come to an end. I would also suggest,
usually as soon as they sniff out that anyone is profiting in any way off of this, they're going to come
once
in
someone
and say,
starts selling track packs to Clone Hero, that's when it's going to be
hopefully
over.
The community should beat that into submission if it pops up, kind of thing.
Clone Hero has been around for a while, and so I mean it seems like it's a pretty good community. There's another game that I actually prefer more, and it's called YARG, which stands for Yet Another Rhythm Game. and I believe it was created by one of the people that worked for Harmonix,
Oh,
the
okay.
team that did, I think, the
Made Guitar
original
Hero.
couple, yeah, and then Rock Band.
Yeah.
And I think, and don't quote me on this 100%, but I think the team behind Yarg, or the people behind Yarg, also are part of Cracked, I think, which is a third party that they're putting out new guitars, and they're actually coming out with a new drum set.
Yeah, Cracked makes good shit, man.
Yes, they make controllers too. They make
Yeah,
a
I
bunch
had
of
their
stuff.
controller. We were playing
Yeah,
a hockey game with it, tape to tape with it. Yeah, it's quality stuff actually. It's
yeah.
not I don't know, Mad Cats of old.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
But there's a rumor that because they're coming out with a drum set now, that there may be a new rhythm game that would be coming out in the future, which it's about time, I think.
Bring it back. Yeah, bring the whole franchise back.
It definitely became oversaturated at one point with 150 different Guitar Hero games and all the Rock Bands. It was
the explosion was 20 years ago now, though.
Exactly. That's why I say, like, we've gone past it. The plastic guitars went from going in the free bins at every video game store.
How many of those things must have gone into landfills? The stores couldn't give them away, and now
they're like
sought after
$100 for a
$100
guitar.
a piece. Yeah, it's nuts. That's so funny how the market works, man.
Yeah. I'm kicking myself for not, I
held
kept
on
all
to
the
my
stuff I had.
Guitar Hero 2 kit for PS2 forever before finally letting it go, and I miss it. That's one of the few things from my collection that I'm like, gosh, I bet that would have been fun to hang on to.
But yeah, I was able to I guess tie it back in again. There were a couple people that had never played that were like, they were very hesitant. They're like, "Oh, I'm not very good at it." I'm like, "Dude, nobody cares." The nice thing about Guitar Hero or Clone Hero, Yarg compared to the Guitar Heroes and Rock Bands is they're automatically set on no fail. So you're just playing. Like, it doesn't matter. You can set it so it has, a fail mode on it, but so I had someone that came in, and because I have a drum set that I have set up there, all the guitars and stuff I brought from my personal collection because they're gonna sit here and not be used, and I'd rather people have fun with them. So this guy was like, he's like, because I said, do you want to grab a guitar and play? You're like, I'm happy to play. He's like, I don't know. He's like, how can I play the drums? He's like, I actually play drums in real life. I'm like, hell yeah, man. Like, go ahead and sit down. And, so he wanted to start on expert. I'm like, I understand you play drums. I'm like, but this is a video game. I said, if you want to go ahead and try expert. And he did. And he was like, oh no. No,
the brain connection isn't there right away. Just because you play drums doesn't mean you know how to translate what's scrolling down the screen into what you're playing. But opposite to that, someone like me who doesn't play drums at all, I feel like the way it sits at this point, like I said, it's basically just a standard electronic kit.
Yep.
And they're so cheap that I could do this and sort of, kind of.
You could learn how to do drums. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the Clone Hero will give you the basis for rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you can figure out, hitting, your snare, and then, getting your feet and your hands working together. After that, it's just move yourself. If you have the electric drum kit, you don't have to have it connected to Clone Hero, and then you just go sit down and you start working on what you have.
Exactly.
So,
I was always a big fan of Rocksmith and the 2014 remake, because that involved you could just plug
actually
a guitar
learning
or a
how to
bass
play
into
guitar.
it. Yeah, and like I already did, but it was still a lot of fun as a way to just jam through songs and stuff. And I mean, I've never been particularly good at all, just due to lack of practice, really. So a lot of, they would gamify like a lot of stuff in that was kind of a pain, like all the practicing your scales and stuff. They would turn it into a racing game where the quicker you get through,
gamifying
all that stuff.
It works.
Everything. It really does. It really does. So I was always a big fan of that, but I was thinking about Clone Hero, like maybe I could actually learn how to sort of play drums if I did that.
Well, once you decide to get something, Clone Hero can be played. It's local and it's online multiplayer.
Oh, well, we'll add that to the best of intentions that we constantly lay out for ourselves, which transitions perfectly at the hour mark here into Backlog Buster Brothers, where
this is a disappointing week for Backlog Buster Brothers, I think, for both of us.
Look, man, life gets in the way. I had family in town. It was Thanksgiving. Your fridge was exploded. You still haven't told us all that. You
3 different Thanksgiving celebrations.
You went to 3 different Thanksgivings. You blew up a snowblower. You were installing a dishwasher, which we didn't even talk about.
Forgot about that.
Earlier in the week, you rented a U-Haul and you were driving all over town. I don't remember what
I
that
did a
was
lot
for.
this last week.
Dude, so I think it's
sucks.
okay that you didn't get to time splitters as much as you would have liked to. So we did not play together as we intended.
No, we did not. That fell off. But let's start with you, who
Mhm.
wanted to go back and finish Brutal Legend because you really enjoyed it
I
as of
did,
the
man, and
last.
it's funny how best laid intentions. It's not that it got away from me at all. It's like I sat down Monday night or whatever it was, and I was like, "All right, let's really bang this out." Because I was 6 or 7 hours into it, and I think it's only 10 or 12 total,
Yeah, I think
maybe
9 to 12. I
if
think.
that. Yeah, there you go. And I was tried it 2 nights in the row with the best of intentions, and I got frustrated at the exact same shit. It goes overboard with the RTS implementation that they
Hmm.
obviously had intended the game to be initially. And so you get into these larger scale battles and trying to manage troops and stuff in a third person perspective with a controller and issuing commands. It's just not
Too
fun.
clunky.
It's not fun. It's too much to manage. They throw in like instead of having like D-pad commands for your troops saying like attack this, defend this, follow me, simple stuff. Well, now you're issuing pointed commands to like you three go over there to this one, you four go over to this one, you five go over. You have any idea how much of a pain in the ass it is to try and do all that without a mouse to just be able to scroll and
Yep.
click? Um, and so I got to a point where I was taking on I think it was Rob Halford right before you get to Tim Curry, who is the main big baddie.
Hmm.
Um, and that explains why I never got to Tim Curry or saw him in the game before because I got so frustrated at this part. Um, it was one of those situations where I'm like forcing myself to do it just to do it. And then I
Yep.
kind of sit up at one point and go, What the hell am I doing? I'm
I'm
not
not
enjoying
enjoying it.
this.
Time to
Yeah.
bounce off.
Yeah. So I definitely hit that. Um, I applaud them going for it. I think, like we mentioned last week, if you watch the documentary making of thing
Hmm.
about that metal in video games, it's a very troubled development cycle. It's trying to be too many things and it's being pulled in too many directions. And while I love so many of the things that it does well, presentation, story, dialogue, all that good stuff, uh, it wasn't enough to hold me in the end. And I think that maybe that was kind of the consensus in 2009 too.
I think so. I think that was basically, from what I've read, it was essentially just it tried to do a lot. It was a jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah, and the initial publisher was right. Honestly, I'm sorry, Tim Schafer, but if it had leaned harder just into pure action adventure with some like RPG light elements or something like that, it would have worked so much better. All the RTS stuff,
It
it's
seemed out of
straight.
place. I mean,
It's a
I
square
understand
peg in
like
a
that
round
was
hole.
the
It
yeah.
absolutely it is being shoehorned in to a place where it doesn't feel right. You can do RTS light elements, but he's at a point where it's like, oh, you drive to this point in the map, and now you're playing a Command and Conquer match,
Yeah,
and I
with the worst way to play Command
with
and
a
Conquer.
controller in a third person perspective. Yeah, um, yeah, it just wasn't hitting. So kudos to all involved, a lot of fun, but I see why. It's like one of those things where it's really hard to make a good movie. It's hard to make a movie, period. To make a
Yeah,
good movie is really hard. All the things that have to go right in order to have those pieces come together. And, sometimes it just doesn't happen, whether it be publishing issues, financing issues, development issues, team issues, whatever. Um, they didn't quite get there, but I had a lot of fun while I was there.
yeah. I mean,
But I
that's
did mark it abandoned on GG as I was updating for this show. So that's it.
yeah.
I'm putting it
I
away for
hopped
now.
off before you did. I didn't play it anymore after we talked about it. I enjoyed it fine enough, but again, like you had said, something in the back of my head was like, I'm not loving this, and I did my work to be able to check it off my backlog, but I'm
Yeah.
like, it was fine. It was a 6.5, 7, 6.5 out of 10 game. I would probably say it was, which is my scale is
6.5 is
like
exactly on point for
yes,
me. Yeah.
six and a
And
half.
it's
I enjoy many 6.5 games, but
It's
this
one of
one
those
is just
things
like,
where I'm
eh.
working on me in so much as like in the past I would be like, oh God, I'm just not enjoying this. But I'm this far, so sunk cost fallacy,
Yeah,
right? And I
exactly.
have to finish it. I must beat it because that means something. It doesn't mean jack
No
shit
one
to
cares.
anyone. So why
Doesn't
put
even mean
yourself
shit to
through it?
you.
Yeah, and especially when, like we're saying, life gets in the way and leisure time can be preciously little. Like, why am I spending it with something I'm not even really loving right now?
Yep.
Not worth it. So I'm glad that even I was forced to get back into it, but I can also have the ability to put aside if I need to. So that's a good thing. Thank you.
Yeah. And I guess we will hop to our movie that I feel like is not a 6.5 out of 10 for you. I said
We
that
had
we should
differing
both.
opinions on this one.
Yes, I said we should both watch the 2025 film Freaky Tales with Pedro Pascal, Ben Mendelsohn, Tom
Was
Hanks
it was
has
it
a.
this year? I thought it said 24 on IMDb or
Oh,
Plex
maybe
or
it
something, but
was
I might be wrong.
this year or last
Doesn't
year.
matter. Recent.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah.
This says April 4th, 2025, but I also did see 2024, so I don't know if it hit the
Well,
festival circuit in
it was
2024.
doing the festival rounds probably
Yeah,
last year, kind of. Yeah, that's one of the things.
because
Yeah.
I think it released on HBO this year.
That was what I was going to ask. Was this
I don't think it
this
was
was
an
straight to
actual
streaming?
release. I
Yeah.
think so. Which, based on your opinions, that's probably exactly how it should have been released. So,
Yep.
or a not released period.
Well, I'll let you introduce it, say what you think, and then I'll say what I think.
All right. So the idea behind Freaky Tales is there's 4 stories that take place in 1987 out in Oakland, California. The tales are all loosely based off of real events that happened in Oakland during that time. This takes kind of a. It says it's a horror movie, which
It's not at
yeah,
all.
it's a really weird classification. It's basically it's. I would say it's more of like an anthology drama with light comedic elements to it and maybe a couple spooky things.
Well, it's the first thing that reminded me of. I mean, it's different stories that are interwoven together.
Yes. It's like Crash, except not Crash. I believe Crash is
I've
the
never
movie I'm
seen
thinking
that.
of. I thought it was decent. I had watched for a film class
Very
back
of
in
its
college,
time, I
but
believe, was
yes,
the
yeah, 100%. Yeah. But yeah, it's the same idea. It's an anthology that the stories are interwoven, but I would say very loosely interwoven. Like for most of it, you go between these stories and you're like, oh, look, there's the character from the last story that's standing in the background over there.
Mhm.
That's neat.
Well, it's
So
supposed to be like over the course of one day and night in
yes,
Oakland.
in
Yeah.
the lives
In
of
the
these,
80s.
yeah,
Yeah.
these 5 or 6 or 10 people or
Whomever,
whatever that are
yes.
interwoven. Yeah, I I did enjoy it. I enjoyed it as a popcorn movie. I know you had looked at it a little more with a little more of a critical eye, I believe, than I did. It, it was fun, I would say. I mean, a lot of the topics weren't fun, but it was just, I'm going to toss this on, hey, there's Pedro Pascal. And funny enough, a lot of the people I saw complaining about this movie are like, oh my God, I can't believe Pedro Pascal's in something else. I'm never watching this movie. He's too woke. I'm like,
Oh,
oh,
I don't
okay.
give a shit about any of
I
that
know you don't.
nonsense
I'm just
because
saying
that's
a
a
lot of the
bullshit phrase to begin
complaints.
with. But I mean, fatigue is real, man, and the motherfucker is in everything right
Oh, he is.
now.
I mean,
But
it's him
he's a
and
hell of a good actor. So
God, who's the guy that just starred in Running Man? Glenn Powell. It's him and Glenn Powell right now who are basically running Hollywood.
well, I mean, Ben Mendelsohn's in this, and he's not exactly got a short IMDb
No,
list of late either.
no. Tom Hanks is in it. I mean, he has he's accredited on the poster, and I don't know.
He was the best part of the movie for me.
Oh, he absolutely was the best part of the movie.
He
I
stole
really
this,
enjoyed.
just absolutely chewed on that scene, and that was
Yes.
great.
I'm like, I don't want to get too much into like the actual movie aspect, just because I personally would recommend people to watch this. If you just go into it and realize you're watching a movie, and it's just, don't take it too seriously. Don't look at some of the language choices for 1987 out in
Oh yeah,
Oakland,
that stuff like
California.
that drives me nuts, man. I hate that. Where they're like, yeah, we're in 1985, and some guy's like, just fucking with you, man. Like nobody said that in 1985. That wasn't even like a phrase until the 2000s. Like, I don't know. It was, well, I'll tell you what. I read a review, by a British critic, which I don't know if that is why I align with it in some from the angle that I'm seeing it. I'm a big Tarantino fan, much more so the work than the man. But I'll read this to you in a review. Its bogus tone is grating from the start. It's vanilla Quentin Tarantino featuring long diner-based exchanges, inexplicably glowing boxes, and sudden eruptions of violence. Yet, unlike Tarantino, the dialogue is bland, the violence augmented with CGI gore, and the setups devoid of any and all jeopardy. 100% agree. Like, where was the tension in this movie? Where did I give a shit about any of these stories or characters? Most of which are so over the top caricature, like spoon feeding the audience. Like, good God, could we have any subtlety to anything in this movie whatsoever? No, it's just beating you over the top of the head and telling you this is what's bad. Oh, dude. And why is
I
Too
need
Short
that.
the random narrator, and his explanation of why there's magical green glowy shit is literally like, we're connected by this magical green glowy shit or something. I was like, well, that's solid writing, guys. It was it was fine. Again, it's the type of project that used to be a student film and now gets streaming financing and big names attached to it or something. I don't know. It very half baked. It elicited no real emotional response, positive or negative. It was just like, yeah, I see what they're doing there. Okay.
Have you
And
seen
what you're talking about is loosely based on a true story. Yeah, like the fight with the Op Ivy show and stuff in Oakland. What the hell
Sleepy
is the true
Floyd?
part? Sleepy Floyd murdered a house full of people with ninja weapons?
Yes, you don't remember that?
Yeah, I was like 4 at the time. You help me out. Because he goes like the
It was
story. I
more
believe
the
he got robbed during a game, right? As a
yes,
bunch of other players did, and it was
yeah,
connected to the Oakland police, who were notoriously corrupt at that time.
yes.
But in the movie, he finds out where they are having a party, and it's a dad cop and his skinhead son and his Nazi friends, and like he goes there with swords and knives and like throwing stars and shit, and Kill Bills everybody. Um, what was the true story part there? Did he go over and sleep? It was Sleepy Floyd. I'm not that up on my Golden State Warriors history. Was Sleepy Floyd a big player in the '80s that did have this happen and then go kill a bunch of Nazis?
It's more or less the game he had, the fourth quarter huge comeback he had against the Lakers.
Right. Yeah, I
That
looked
was
up that
basically
part.
the
Yeah.
basis of the true story part of the Sleepy Floyd aspect of being
Okay.
able to.
Oh, so he didn't even get like burgled during
I
that
think
game?
I gotta look that up. I believe he did, but I know that the main part was just tying him in because of the Oakland. This whole movie is a love letter to Oakland, basically, and how they're the underdogs and everything, and how the underdog can I guess that's the theme of the movie is the underdog has its day,
Mm-hmm.
which is essentially the theme of I guess most movies. But
I mean,
yeah.
by the time I got to Pedro Pascal's third story, I was already kind of like,
Yeah, you were done.
okay,
I think like
this is getting
one
old.
and a half stories in.
I was over 3, and it was before I got to Sleepy that I quit, but I went and finished it. It just dragged, man. It dragged. It's like, okay, here's the initial setup, and we're doing the punk thing. Will they succeed? Yep. All right, here's the new female rap duo. Will they succeed? Yep. Like, at one point, was there tension or interest in any of these stories for you? There wasn't for me. It was just like, okay, I guess we're just gonna do this paint by numbers shit. It's
See,
not that I disagree with the messaging. I just don't like it when it's sloppily done.
I don't know. I can't really explain more than I watched. I just enjoyed it in the sense of it was something for me. Like I didn't have to think about it. Something because a lot of people enjoy being spoon fed stuff.
I can gladly watch the Bear Jew crack open a Nazi skull by Tarantino, but the limp wristed version in this just did not do it to me at all. And yeah, they like made a point to say stab the guy in the neck with your studded bracelet and stuff. Like I don't know, I don't know. It was weird. It felt tonally off throughout to me.
Well, I'm gonna guess that they made this movie, or they were given this movie because the directors of this, Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck, I believe, they directed Captain Marvel.
No, that did well.
It did do pretty well, didn't it?
Did it? I don't know.
I think it
Maybe
did.
worldwide.
Let's
I had long since
see.
lost interest in ever
Yeah,
considering
it
going
had
to see a Marvel movie
152
in the
million
theater.
budget and it made 1.1 billion.
That's
So I'd
that's
say
that's what they consider a low point in the franchises. Good God. Keep
well,
up
it's
this
because it
shit.
starred a woman and a lot
Oh,
of
right.
these.
So we
Yeah,
have the
that
internet
was
has
the
to make
issue.
sure that it's
Yes.
downplayed and wasn't. Yeah, it was only seen as a massive failure. Got it.
See, you get it.
Yeah.
But my guess is this was the love letter project that they were allowed to do. Basically, the one in one. We do a movie for the
no. I
studio.
read
We do a
that
movie for
when you
us.
told me.
Is that
Yeah,
literally what it was?
it was I think a one for you, one for me kind of thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Or,
So
or
look at that.
us in this
Yeah.
case.
Well, look at that. I guess I was right. But that it's exactly what this seems like. Is that we'll do this movie if you let us
Yeah,
do the
okay.
movie that we want to do.
Same review. The lauded indie filmmakers Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck of Half Nelson, I don't know that one,
That's a
are
pretty good one, actually. You
clearly
might
craving
actually
some
like
creative bounce back after the timid blockbuster Captain Marvel. With this new project, however, they have bounced themselves right out the window, delivering an anthology movie about 80s California that is inert, self-indulgent, and punishingly dull. I'd say that's a little mean,
that. I
but
mean,
it
it's
ain't
British.
wrong. Yeah. So yeah, you're not batting 1,000 at this point, right?
You didn't bat 1,000. You're the one that suggested Brutal Legend, and you fell off the game that you suggested.
I'm specifically talking about movie recommendations, Mr. Weird Horror Student Project, and Norm Macdonald, Danny DeVito thing, and something else that I'm still mad about. Um, no, it wasn't bad. It just was. I will never think about this movie really probably ever again, except for
That's
the scene
basically
with
all of our lives.
Tom
We're not
Hanks
bad. We
playing
just
playing
are.
yes. Tom Hanks playing a version of Video Store Quentin Tarantino was incredibly amusing. I enjoyed
Exactly.
that. Yeah.
I thought you would.
Beyond that scene, I doubt very much I'll ever remember anything of this movie. So, having said that, am I owing you things this week?
Yeah, I think
I'll give you a movie that I
technically.
very much enjoyed.
All right, hit me with it.
A story that is well told and trotted.
I've already seen Lord of the Rings.
God. 3 people walk into a fucking volcano. Um,
There's one trilogy.
yeah. No, I watched the new
I know what you're gonna
Frankenstein.
suggest. Yeah.
Yeah. So my man Guillermo del Toro, who I personally love, champion of practical effects and real set building, and if you like that sort of stuff, there is so much to enjoy here. Costumes incredible, makeup incredible, sets incredible, practical effects incredible. Not for the squeamish. He is literally, slicing apart
Yeah.
body parts and layers and models and however else they did it, but they did it. And obviously everybody's pretty familiar with the story at this point.
I'd hope so.
The actual book story, which this is
Yes.
based on. If you really are familiar with the book, it does take some zigs and zags in places, which didn't detract for me at all. But if you're going to watch it as a 1-to-1 from like the Kenneth Branagh and Robert De Niro movie from back in the day, it's not the same at all. And that was a Mary Shelley's Frankenstein
Yep.
adaptation as well. I assume you haven't seen this yet, as I'm sitting
I
here
have
suggesting it.
not seen it yet.
All right, I watched it over the weekend, or possibly last week. I can't recall. But after Halloween, of course, since it wasn't out, I don't think. But it was. I enjoyed it top to bottom. The girl who plays the female lead, whose name escapes me at the moment, was absolutely fantastic.
Mia
And
Goth.
Mia Goth, yeah, I couldn't picture more perfect casting for that role, and she absolutely nails it.
Married to
Oscar
Shia
Isaac,
LaBeouf.
yeah, is she really?
Yep.
No wonder she's weird and yeah, enigmatic would be a good way to describe her regular facial expression. Christoph Waltz was absolutely awesome in it,
As he always is.
as he always is. Oscar Isaac, he was fine. He was good. If I had gripes, it wasn't with his performance, but just some of the choices that they made with the character of Victor Frankenstein. Um, but on the whole, I'm at like a solid 8.5, probably, and I'd be hard pressed to find a version of the story that I like better.
Young Frankenstein.
Well, that goes without saying. That's Mel Brooks. That doesn't count. Yeah. This is where I'm supposed to have the What Knockers sound clip ready to go. But yeah, I think you'd really enjoy it. I think there's a lot to enjoy. If you like kind of those grand old stories, monster. My wife really enjoyed it because they just came back from the new Universal.
Yep.
And got to go to like Frankenstein's lab and all that stuff.
That's
So
kinda
she
cool.
she was having a lot of fun with it in that sense. And it's very kind of like that gothic style that I think he's known for, and a lot of really intense visual elements. Guillermo del Toro's just awesome, man.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning when we were hanging out in Chicago how I believe you were the one that told me you went and saw Pan's Labyrinth, and you didn't think you
Oh,
were gonna like it. And you're
I
like,
had
"Oh,
no idea
damn!"
I had no idea what it was. All I knew was it was some movie with the guy with the eyes on his hands going like this. That's all they really showed you in the trailer. So
Yep.
I thought it was some fantastical fantasy movie, and here you get this gritty as shit movie about the Spanish Civil War. It was incredible. It was so good. I gotta watch that again. Shit.
All right,
So yeah, enjoy Frankenstein in good health. And what am I doing?
So I've got an assignment for both of us since we failed our last assignment of playing Time Splitters together. I'm gonna try again, but not with Time Splitters. Although
I
I
still
do
played
still
Time
think we
Splitters.
should
I
play
got
it.
through
I
the
did too.
amateur league in arcade mode, and it's still fantastic, and I will continue playing it.
We just need I would like to co-op some of the story mode.
Absolutely. I have not touched the campaign purely because I'm saving it for you and I.
So I would like us, and thankfully this is a pretty easy jump in, drop out type game where I don't think we need to probably play more than an hour and a half or so to enjoy
Is it
it.
something that just came out?
It's technically in our backlog in the sense that we both were really excited that was coming out, and it's technically in our backlogs because it came out on Game Pass,
I
and
think
we
I know
both
what
have
you're
Game
gonna
Pass.
say.
I believe that you and I, and maybe a friend or two, if we can find anyone else that likes us, should play Marvel Cosmic Invasion.
Cosmic Invasion. Yes, that's what I thought you were going to go with. Is it 4 or 6? 6
It is
players?
4.
4. Okay,
It's
but it's
4,
like tag
and
team?
you each get to choose 2 characters to use.
So I kind of quickly scanned a review yesterday. I was busy, but they said the biggest thing that it borrows from is actually Marvel versus Capcom 2, and a lot of the
with the
styling
tag
from
team
that
aspect.
and the tag team aspect of that. I love that for a beat 'em up.
Yeah, I played the first level in arcade mode last night just because I really wanted to try it out, and because I was thinking about using it as a video game night game coming up at the Pinball Club, since Shredder's Revenge was very well received.
Yeah,
and it's a lot of fun.
It's very unintimidating. Anybody's going to feel okay about picking up and playing it, kind of thing. Anybody remembers the X-Men arcade kind of thing, so they go, okay, jump, kick, punch. I can probably figure this out.
Yeah, there's a basic attack, a dash attack, a long range attack, a dodge button, and then I think there's like a special button, and
whatever
then
your super is or whatever. Yeah.
and then there's the button that you use to swap your characters.
Yeah, so like X and A at the same time, or Y and B.
Yeah. The characters, it's a fun kind of mixture of characters. You've got
Oh yeah, so is it just like Infinity War folks, or is it cross into other stuff?
so it has, let's see, and doesn't I don't think any of this is a spoiler because they're literally on the poster. But you've got Captain America. Obviously, he's going to be there.
Aw,
You've got Nova, who's uh
who the hell is that?
apparently he is front and center of the Marvel Cosmic Invasion. I will admit that I'm not super well versed in the Marvel lore. I read some of the comics as a kid, and obviously I've watched the Feige movies. But
Yeah, I played the card game, the battle card game.
oh yeah,
that was
the
fun. That's the
Marvel
most
Snap.
yeah, I got educated on a lot of characters via that recently.
Yeah, so we got Storm, Wolverine, Spider-Man, then we got Beta Ray Bill, who I
Don't know
use.
him either.
I'm not sure exactly who he is, but I know that he seems to be the Thor character because he uses Mjolnir.
Is this? I'm looking at a poster as well. Is this Thor dinosaur
Yes.
type looking
Yeah.
dude? Okay, he
Yeah,
looks
that's
fun.
Beta Ray Bill. Then you got Black Panther. You've got Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Oh, I
Iron
thought that was
Man.
Red Skull. That makes so
Nope.
much more sense now.
Iron Man, Rocket Raccoon, She-Hulk.
Riding She-Hulk.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Dark Phoenix, Silver Surfer, and then Phyla-Vell, who I'm not sure. Apparently, she is the daughter of Mar-Vell, who was the original Captain Marvel.
Oh,
And then Venom. I don't think there are any. I mean, some of those are unlockable. You see them right on the posters.
Be at least
but
10 more characters.
yes, I was say
you
there's
can
definitely
buy.
going to be DLC packs for this.
This will be one that I will play now on Game Pass and then wait for the Ultimate Edition to
Yep.
come out and buy it physical.
100%.
Yep.
So it's like I said, it's the one level I played was a lot of fun. The tag team aspect was fun. You can do an attack and then quickly, much like you said, the Marvel versus Capcom, you tag your other partner in and then they finish your combo attack. And there's just different ways to combine people. And each character has their own like passive abilities that they
What
have.
it sounded like was the best of beat 'em ups in that it's immediately pick upable, approachable, anyone can play.
With depth, if you
but
need,
there's
if
actually
you want it.
depth to the combo and the fighting system if you want it there, which is great.
So hopefully, like I said, we probably only need to play like an hour or so for me to be like, okay, we've seen the game. It'd be great if we played more of it, but
I'll do it tonight
I'd
if
like
you're
to
around, man.
hope. Tonight I'm not actually because tonight's video game night. But
man, stop
I know
volunteering.
I seriously. But I think that would be good. So I've got Frankenstein, and we've both got Marvel Invasion. I think that's kind of a good mixture.
It's achievable. Achievable.
That's what we need right now.
We think.
I'm gone. Actually, I'm also gone this weekend. So maybe in the next, I guess tomorrow, I will be able to play some games with you.
There you go. Well, this is a good place. We're right coming up on 90 minutes, which is actually, I think, longer than we even wanted to go.
Yeah, it was much longer as it
But
usually
having
is.
said that, if this is probably a good place to do our sign-offs, because I gotta get this bad boy edited and out to our audience.
Yeah, seriously.
It's show day Wednesday, and
We can't miss our schedule. We've done 4
live
months.
to possible. Consistency, Wyatt. Consistency. Once you
The
miss
best
one, they'll go.
ability
they're
is
done with that show."
availability.
Yep. So thanks everybody for listening. We don't have it yet. I am Nick. That over there is Mr. Wyatt. And until next week, we will say that we love you all, and we'll see you then.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.